Hey, it's Ian from Las Vegas Scooters and Lifts again. Today I want to look at some batteries. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Ian. This is my little workshop here at Las Vegas Scooters and Lifts, and by myself and my wife. And we deal with everything mobility that's powered, as well as lift chairs, power lifts, and also rentals in Las Vegas. So if you like this content and you find it interesting, or maybe it's a bit of information for you, consider subscribing. We appreciate it. So let's get on with today's little video. Yeah, so I've got a pair of batteries here, and a few customers asked me, can you bring these batteries back to life? Now typically it's usually when the batteries are pretty old that customers ask, you know, when they're like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. They seem to ask, oh, can I bring them back to life? Why don't they charge? Well, typically, if your batteries go below a certain voltage, especially like these are, if they go below a certain voltage, then the charges that you get with these scooters, they won't kick in and charge, basically because it'll overheat the batteries and cause them to swell if they've been sat for a long period of time. If they've been in a discharged state for quite a while and they've gone below and they're kind of some age, then the charger won't kick in and charge them. So what I'm going to do today, as you can see on my desk, I've got a DeWalt battery charger and also a little speed charger here. This one's 6 amps. I'm not sure what this one is, but what I'm going to do is put them on charge. I'll do a quick reading on the batteries. I'm going to do like an experiment and see if the myth is true. Now, the reason I'm doing it on these batteries are dated 2021, 23rd day, 7th month. So they're about a year old. Now, I'm thinking I may be able to bring these back to life, but it's going to be a good test to see if they last as good as replacing these with new batteries. A customer came in, they left this in storage for a year. They bought it, never used it, or used it once and never used it, and let the charge dissipate down to nothing. So let me just put my tester on there. Let's take this one off. And put that on there. And we have 4.6 volts on that one. Now clearly the charger would never kick in at that voltage. And we have 4.7 volts on that one. So they're even. They're pretty even, but very low. These should read about 12 to 13 volts with no draw from them. So just sitting as they are, they should be around about 12 to 13 volts. So what I'm going to see if this will work. If you have newish batteries, can you bring them back to life? Or does it mean you have to buy new batteries? Now, if you rely on a mobility scooter for transport, then I recommend get new batteries because you rely on it. And if you do this method, who knows how far you can get and suddenly the batteries die off in you. That's what I've seen in the past normally, is you charge them up and they just don't last. They just end up losing voltage, losing voltage, losing voltage. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to put them on charge. It'll be overnight. So I'll come back tomorrow, check the voltage, and then I'll install them in a scooter and take the scooter for a test drive and see if it'll actually run normal. I'm thinking it may do because they are quite new batteries, but something like old batteries that have discharged, that are beyond 3 years old, and I wouldn't bother doing that. But something like this, where it's a year old, they should charge up. So let's see if it works. So like I said, I'm going to charge them up, put them in a scooter, take the scooter for a test drive. I know how far the scooters go, so let's see what happens. Hopefully Jenny won't have to come and retrieve me from the side of the road. But yeah, let's see what happens. I'll put them on charge and we'll check back tomorrow and see what the voltage sits like. All right, stay tuned. Okay, I got this battery on the charger, the DeWalt, and this one's reading 12.8 volts and 12.9 volts of the battery. So we know it's putting in a charge there. So we'll leave that one on. I've actually got that one plugged in as well. So, yep, so let's leave that one alone and see what happens. This is the other one on the speed charger. And this one's reading 15.6. Now that's a little bit high for my liking there. So I'll keep my eye on that one. It's probably putting too much ampage and voltage into that battery, so I prefer to be around about the 12 point, 13 point, that sort of area. But I'll keep an eye on that one because that's putting in a lot of voltage. So obviously it's speed charging, so it's putting in a lot of ampage to charge the battery. This one will probably charge up quicker than the DeWalt will. So. But yeah, let's see what happens, and I'll keep checking that one, and hopefully it won't overcharge it and cause a problem with the cells. So stay tuned. Let's come back to it later. Okay, so I've come in this morning, and I actually swapped these batteries over from one pack to the other because this one was on that charger. And it was charged already yesterday afternoon, which made me question it a little bit. And I tested the voltage on it, and it was only 10.9, something like that, volts. So I then put it on this one, put it on the DeWalt overnight, and it's reading 11.9. I'll just check it, just make sure 100%. Of course, this is difficult 100. Yeah, let's see. Grab the other end. I'll try and get hold of the battery terminal. There we go. Okay, so that's reading 12 volt, 11.9. Let's turn it off. Let's see what it reads. It's slowly dipping down to 11.9. Let's take the black terminal off and see what it reads without O's on it. So 11.9. I'll check it again in a bit and then put some cables on it for a scooter. Let's move that out of the way. Let's check this one. This one says it's being maintained. So let's take those off and see what voltage reading we get on this one. And this one started off on the DeWalt and then ended up on the quick charger. Let's see what we're getting there. It's 13.2. That's where it should be. So that battery is probably better than that one. So what I'll do now, oh, there's my damn key. I was looking for that. No wonder I keep losing it. Oh, come on, little shit. Okay, let me get the load tester. See what it reads. Flip it around so it's easier to hook on. So it's reading just a tad under 12 volts. Let's see what it goes down to. Yeah, that one's going to be no good. See, it's in the bad range. It's below 9 volts, between 8.2, something like that, to get a proper reading. Let's put the, so it's now 11.7. I'll put it under load, so we're getting 8.3. So that one's no good. That one's toasty. And let's try the other one. Put this one on the load tester. And this one's reading 13. Put those in there so I can get a digital read as well as a. And we go. And that's where it should be, about 11 volts under load. So do that again, 11.1. So yeah, that's where it's supposed to be. So this one's okay. This one's not so bad. It's this one's not going to cut the mustard. So conclusions there, just doing the load test, that if your batteries are okay but have discharged, you may be able to bring them back. I wouldn't rely on them because of that factor. What that one's doing, it may, you know, you may only have a volt reader like this, and it's only going to give you like a static measurement and not have a load tester to do it with. And you think 11.8, well, yeah, that's pretty good, but until you load test it, and that's when you see if your batteries are back. I might stick that one back on the fast charger again, just see if it'll pick up, but I'm not holding out any hopes for it. You know, it may keep you going for a little bit, but yeah, this one's okay, but this one, not so good. So yeah, let's stick it on for a bit longer and see what happens. Okay, so it is charging. I've left that on there just so I can get a reading. My camera's dirty because of all the cleaning I've just done. That's a bit better. So it's 11.9. So I'll leave it on and see what it does. But like I said, I'm not holding out much hope for it. If you started using that on a scooter, it'd just die. It'll just die on you. Yep, so let's leave it a bit longer. I may leave it over the weekend to see what it does, and then do another load test on it. And yeah, so buy new batteries, I think. Oh, it's Monday morning. Let's see how the battery did. Battery. So it's being maintained. So turn that on. Let's see where we're at. 13.1. Okay, let's take that off. The charger's not plugged in. Let's see what it's still 13.1. Okay, let's put the it's Monday morning, brain ain't working. Okay, load tester's on. That's reading that. Let's give it a good load test. Oh, that's not bad. That's where it should be, about 11 volts. Okay, so it's not definitive, it's not gospel. That let's see how this one is. This is the other one that was charged up. That's still holding 13 volts. Let's grab this. Throw this on there, just so we can get a digital readout, not just analog. Get it to seat right. There we go. That one's still holding 13.1, that's good. And it's dropping down to 11.1. So, I think the next thing to do, like I said in the earlier video, is try it in a scooter, see how far it goes. In fact, what I'll do is put it in the scooter and then put the scooter charger on it, just to see if it charges up correctly and quickly, then take it out for a run and see how it does. So, and don't forget, these batteries are only a year and 6 months old, so it may be that I wouldn't do it on something that's really old, you know, beyond the 2-year mark. But yeah, it may be something you can consider if you've had your scooter in storage for a year or so and the batteries have depleted, you haven't charged them, put them on a battery charger. But let's see what the results are after I've driven it for a while. Let's see what sort of mileage I get out of it. I may not record that, but or parts of it, because it's going to be a long video with me going like 13 miles on a scooter. It's going to be like a 3-hour job. I'm not going to subject you to that torture. Jenny says my videos are too long as it is, so. But yeah, may have a good set of batteries here. Maybe something you can consider doing. Yeah, 12.9 it's reading now, that one. So dipped a little bit after a bit of a discharge on there. But it's holding 11 volts, 11.1, where it should be. But yeah. I'll check this one later on today, because I've got I'm going to go around Drew's most of today, I think. But yeah, I'm going to put some wires, some battery cables on these, and then chuck them in a scooter, and then go for a drive. So stay tuned. Okay, so I'll put 2 battery cables on these 2 batteries. These are the ones that are charged up on the car chargers. And this is one of our rentals that needs new batteries. So I'm going to pop those batteries in there, take those out, pop those in, and then put it on charge, and then come back later on and see how they cope. But they're still holding 13 volts, both of them, so that's a good sign. So if they're kind of young batteries like these are, only about a year and 6 months old, they've just been left in storage and left to die off. Let's see what happens when I put them in, fully charge them, and I'll take the scooter out for a ride and see what the performance is. Let's see if you can bring back old batteries, well, semi-old batteries. So stay tuned. Okay, so I've just got back from a drive of this. This is the one of our rentals that we put those batteries in. I charged up on the car chargers, and yep, seems to operate pretty good. I did about 3.5 miles, nearly 4 miles to be honest, because I was running up and down the car park. But yeah, if your batteries are pretty new, a year, maybe a year and a half, and they've discharged a bit, you can maybe bring them back with a car charger if you're desperate, and that'll bring them back up to the voltage they should be. Then put them in a scooter if you're going to do that, and then put the scooter charger on them just so they evenly charge, and then take your scooter for a run, or power wheelchair, take it for a run and see how far it goes. Like I said, 3.5, nearly 4 miles on this. They seem to operate okay. The light did go down a little bit, but that was a severe incline, so that's to be expected. But yeah, it ran pretty good. Pretty cold out there, but yeah, I did it. So yeah, maybe something you can consider if you've got a car charger and your batteries have been discharged for a while, you've put it in storage. Yeah. But if you are relying on one of these, like I said, put new batteries in it for the sake of getting stranded in the middle of the street somewhere. But this one operated fine. It's one of our rentals, so it's got a big heavy seat on it and a big heavy person. So yeah, give it a try. See how if it works for you. May save you $1 or $2. So Anyway, till next time, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, put your questions in the comments, we appreciate it. So till next time, bye now.